What's up, ladies, thoughts, thugs, and gentlemen? We're back again with another Dreaming Memories Explains, and this is your host, A1. Nice to see everybody. Hope y'all doing good out there. Hope y'all doing you, because it's the only way to do it. And this episode picks up right where part 2 left off. And if you remember then, Genova and the rest of his friends were trying to save the survivors from Salem from Cain and his troops. And so in this episode we pick right up where that's at, and we see Cain on top of this animal next to this guy with a hat on, and they're watching the Maya block all his soldiers with the mystic barrier, and he references her and says that's a true mystic. And like before, they said this works out better than expected, and now we see why, because now Cain says bring me the girl, and for some reason now he wants the Maya, and whether it's her powers, what he displayed, or why they want a mystic, we don't know. But we see from this conversation that the Maya isn't like a normal occurrence in the world. It's not just mystics walking around everywhere. By when he seen her, it was almost like, oh shh. But as this happens, he tells them to bring him the mystic alive. Now, this also lets us know that it must be something with their plan, and the Maya must be vital to it, because everybody else he just marked for death, and it seemed like women, children, people, he didn't care about their lives. He wanted them dead, but when he saw the Maya, he wanted her brought to him alive. And, that can't mean anything good in a story like this. So Cain, we get to see a bit of Cain's ruthlessness in this chapter 2. As you see, when he asks for his men to go get the Maya, he says you could kill everybody else, so anybody else there can get it. And this is something that we will see more about Cain as it goes on. I can't wait to get into that, but let's get ahead of ourselves. So back to the episode. Sinai points out that more troops are coming, so this is starting to be a problem, because even with Namaya's mystic barrier, she knows she can't hold it up forever. So it's about that time they got a route, and their plan was to get in and get out without being seen, but that plan just went to but all in all, they have a plan to get everybody going. And we see that as they're discussing this, Cain is just got his eyes on her, man. He got his eyes on her. Genova better watch out, boy, looking at this girl, man. But back and all, Namaya used her telepath abilities. It's called the Kisanomi art, that she can use to telepathically link with anyone. So she links with Icon and tells him yo, I need you to open this portal right now. I can't hold this barrier this big, this long, protecting all these people. It's time to go. Open up a barrier so these people can make it to the meeting so they can be safe. When Icon gets the message, he pops open the barrier alright, I got y'all. Don't worry about it. Because, he not there, so he don't understand, the severity of what's going on. So he's being very casual about what he's doing, so he opens the portal, and Namaya tells the survivors to go. She tells everybody, Nikki and everybody, yo, go through the portal, get to Icon, get out of here. I'll hold this barrier up until everybody gets through. So everybody makes their way through it. Nikki and Sinai jumping through last, and as they're jumping through the portal, that's when Icon gets to see how serious it is. Because now arrows is flying past his face, so he's oh close the portal. So when he closes it, well, we see that it wasn't Icon that said close the portal. Namaya told him to. And when he does this, Sinai looks up because she knows that Namaya still back there, and that's her sister. It's what the man. So when they ask Icon what happened and why he closed the portal, he tells them he had to, and you'll see why. And shortly it's in this episode, but Namaya also told him what she was doing. So it wasn't just she told Icon, close the portal or leave me behind. I got a plan for this. And through the Kisanomi thing, basically when you telepathically link with somebody, it's not you have to have a whole conversation. It's kind of you understand their thoughts. It's an instant thing. So the moment that she telepathically linked with him and the arrows started flying past him and she told him to close the portal, he knew what she was going to do, so he had no problem with doing it. So at this point we see that Namaya is gearing up to do something, and we get to find out that the Maya did want everybody gone because she needed the area cleared from anybody that can be affected. So basically, so she wouldn't get any what you call friendly fire. So she thinks to herself, it's time to call in the big guns, and we find out that the big guns is Jenova. So she telepathically links to him next, and I'm guessing like she cannot link to multiple people at one time. She can only link to one person at a time. So she tells Jenova where she's at, lets him know what's going on, and he flies off from the area where he was with the small group that he was taking on by himself. And this is where we see like, oh, Jenova has another ability. He can also fly, and apparently when he flies, it's like a silver flame that like emits from him. So as the man on the hill with the hat on is watching this, the guy that's with Kane, he's intrigued by this too, because now it's like, all right, we seen a mystic, we seen a ball that can fly. Where are these people coming from? Like, at this point, we don't really know what these two can do, but we can see that they're really like intrigued by the fact that these type of people exist. Jenova is flying. They don't look like these people fly. They got like armor, sword, shields. They're on like riding animals. But as Jenova gets into the air, he looks down and he tells the Maya he sees her barrier. And this is when you find out that these two have been working on a double team attack, because Jenova has an ability to charge and detonate energy anywhere within his line of sight. So what he does is he charges energy within his hand until it forms a ball, and he charges enough kinetic energy in it that once he slams it into something, he then detonates it and explodes it. He calls it the final impact. Meanwhile, Namaya is going to do what is called the mystic reflection, and reflection art is basically once something hits the mystic barrier, it reflects that force back at the person with double the impact. So once they do this, and this ball, once this final impact collides with her mystic barrier, it creates a shockwave of energy that completely obliterates anybody within the area. The silver flames being reflected back outward annihilates the troops that Kane had sent down there, to the point that it was nothing but a crater in the ground. Just nothing. Bad for the environment. Good for our team though, because they got out there. But that's no here nor there. After they look around, they see like, look, everything's clear. So the two of them, say, look, we need to get out of here. We don't know which one of these boys might have been Kane, or if he's still around. But if he got more men, then we not want to stay here and fight this out. We need to go back home. We did what we came to do, which was save the people, got them into New Eden territory. Now, if Kane came to attack those people, New Eden would actually be able to do something about it, because they're on the grounds of New Eden. And seeing as though this was the only problem that Jenova thought the Queen had with this issue, that they weren't on their land, they figured, we saved the day, let's get up out of here. So Jenova grabs he grabs Namaya, and he takes off into the air, carrying her off. Now, we got to see a lot within the last two episodes. We got to see a lot of their abilities, as far as like Icon's portals, Nikki's super strength, Namaya's mystic abilities, and Jenova's his super speed, being able to fly, the charging and detonating energy. This is going to turn out to shape up to be something crazy now that Kane is on the top, basically. Now they're on Kane's radar, and we want to get to see that Kane's a bit of an a-hole, and he's not to be trifled with in no way, shape, or form. But with that being said, I guess we all covered that one, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you can. That's free. And with everything being up in the world and costs being high, get it all while you can. So remember, do you, because that's the only way to do it. And come join us next time. Peace.